Hi Stampers, I'm Meg from Loven Stamps, and I have a project to share with you that features the Floral Phrases stamp set again. This one will also give you a tutorial on using your envelope punch board to make a cute gift box that fits the note cards and envelopes from the Stampin' Up! Catalog perfectly. So then there's a couple note cards and envelopes. Let's see, there we go. Ideas in here to show you. This is one of my most popular blog posts and video tutorials ever, is how to make these little boxes. So this is another version of it, and I know you're going to want to see this, so let's get stamping. So let's grab our pieces for this. Now your piece of Floral Boutique Designer Series paper will already be cut, but let's set aside the note cards and embellishments and our directions, and I'm going to show you how to do this if you'd like to make one at home. This is the envelope punch board. It makes envelopes of a large variety of sizes. Aren't they kind of cute? Great out of Designer Series paper. The final result is going to be this, but they can go up to a 6.5 by 8.5 or 6 by 8.5 card size, so you can have a really great envelope. Our paper here is cut to 8.25 by 8.25, and the first cut size that you're going to need to know is 3 1/8. So write it down or get the directions from my blog, but I'm going to grab the scoring tool, which is included in here. I love that you can't lose it. And I'm going to start with my cardstock here, my paper here at 3 1/8 inches, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is punch it, ka-chunk. Okay, so ka-chunk, and then score. And I find that if I run my scoring tool right into this little groove here, then I can just find the score line that's underneath here and just score all the way to the edge. There, if I take it away, you can see that groove that I'm going in, okay? So the second number is what you're going to use to add the second punch. So 3 1/8 and 4 1/8. You're going to ka-chunk and score, okay? So that's going to give us 2 divots on the side here. Next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and rotate it. So I'm going to line this up now, and the numbers, you can use numbers or you can use the envelope punch board to do the work for you. But see this little thing here that says score guide? So there's a score line on here. My fingernail is in it right now. You're going to line up the score line at the score guide. So see this little foot that comes, let me turn this so you can see. See that foot that comes off there? So right now the score line is on the score guide. If you want to double check it, you would look, it's at 4 1/8 inch there. But I'm going to go ahead and punch, ka-chunk, and score. And then there's another score line, so I'm going to slide it over, score line to score guide. It happens, if you're curious, to be at 5 1/8 inches. Ka-chunk and score. Okay, rotate, score line to score guide, 3 1/8 inch. Ka-chunk, whoops, and score. Score line to score guide. It happens to be 4 1/4 inch. Ka-chunk and score. Rotate, score line to score guide. Happens to be 4 1/8. Ka-chunk. Score line to score guide. You kind of getting the idea? Ka-chunk and score. And that one happens to be 5 1/8 again. So if you are doing this just by the measurements, it would be, like if you have trouble seeing this, 3 1/8, 4 1/8, 4 1/8, 5 1/8, 3 1/8, 4 1/8, 4 1/8, 5 1/8. Get it? Okay, so that will get you all the way around. Now the other part of this board that's cool is the corner rounder here. So all you have to do is slide your paper in and press it down, and you get a nice, there you can see it, rounded corner for each of your corners. Alright, so that is that. The next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and set up our envelope. So you can see, if you go ahead and fold, kind of want the dark side. I should have scored on the other side, but that's okay. I'm going to have the dark side out. Go ahead and fold on all of your straight score lines, and you can kind of see the shape coming together. Okay, there's that one, and then this one. Alright, now we have, this works great, but these corner tabs are kind of getting in the way. So you can do a couple different things with them. I actually like to pick the side that's going to be the top of my box, and I just trim them away. So this is going to be the top, and then I don't have to worry about them. And then the corners at the bottom, you can just cut one side of the tab. So now this tab is going to fold in like that. And it doesn't matter which way you cut the tab, you're just going to cut one on the bottom. So see, this is going to fold up. These sides are going to come in, and the top is going to come down to close. Now I'm not a huge fan of how big this tab comes up here, so I'm going to go ahead and just cut it here so that it comes, there we go, out a little closer to the tips. And then I really like fast fuse for this. Slide, remember to slide to the side, don't like jerk it or things like that. Not check. I'm a much bigger fan of slide to the side. Now, if you want a tip for getting this square, I have a great tip for you. Take a clear block. It happens to be perfectly the right depth for this. Slide it all the way into the corner. See, I have that in the corner. And then you can just press that down. So woohoo, that's an improvement over my last video on this project. So again, put your block in the corner. Then you know you have square edges and you're all set to go. Isn't that the best? Now don't forget to take your block out. It's kind of heavy. Your cards don't fit in there with it. All right, so there's that. Back to our kit here, we have some other pieces. We have this strip of cardstock. We have a strip of the Delightful Dijon striped ribbon. We'll put our gold thread aside for a minute. We're going to need our circle tag and our piece of the navy baker's twine. So many beautiful pieces with this project suite that you can use. So you might notice that this strip of cardstock is not long enough to reach all the way around our box. And you know what, if you have a bigger block, the E block is actually kind of nicely sized. You can put it in there to give your box a little stability when you're messing around with the band. But I'm going to fold this around to the back, okay, so it doesn't meet. See that little issue there? I'm going to grab my fast fuse, and I'm going to put fast fuse on either end of this. I'm going to trim my strip here because it doesn't need to be, how long did that? There we go. Not quite as long as needed. And I'm going to bring this around and use it to extend my strip so that I have that seam there that's hidden on the back. See how that works? Okay, so there's our box. I'm going to take this ribbon and tie a bow around and do our bow there. Okay. Okay, get that kind of flat in the middle. So there's our bow. And I like to keep the ends kind of short. And then the ribbon has straight corners, so I'm going to go ahead and trim a pretty end. That one's pretty good. Okay, so there is our box basics, but we need a cute tag for this. So I'm going to grab a circle here and my Night of Navy cardstock and the flower image from Floral Phrases, which is super pretty. When you stamp this, it actually gives you a variegated color. It's got a little shading and a little more intense. So instead of being one color, see how there's several different colors or different shades of Night of Navy. It's all the same color, but different shades of Night of Navy, which I just adore. So I'm going to take that and add a little strip of washi tape at the bottom, trim around that with my scissors. Okay, so we have kind of a little tag, and then there's a little strip here of the Dijon cardstock. I think this one came from something else, but anyway, I'm going to cut a little tiny banner there, and add to this I have a little piece of Whisper White. So in your kit there should be some extra little bonus strips. And on this, I need to do the, I need two words. I need for and you. So on this stamp, for all the thoughtful things you do, I just need for and you. So down here at the corner, I'm going to stamp for, and that's all I need. And then you, so I'll stamp this out here at the edge, and then I'm going to trim those off. So we've got a for, kind of give them little square corners. And the rest of this cardstock we're going to use to decorate our cards, or you're going to use to decorate your note cards that go with your kit. So we'll go ahead and get our little tiny, yes, they are super tiny. I'm going to put some snail on the back of those. There we go. 1 and 2. Nope, I missed it. There we go. Alright, so get some snail on those and stick down to our tag. There's 4. And then you. There we go. Okay, and then our little flag here can go on with a Stampin' Dimensional, because there's always room for more Stampin' Dimensionals. and this is going to go right here towards the bottom the side of our flower. All right, then go ahead and punch a hole at the top, or if you don't have your hole punch handy, you can use your paper piercing tool. All right, and then I have the piece of the solid navy baker's twine. Slide this up under the bow here, one side of the twine, so that it looks like it's tied into the bow, but I don't have to work that hard. And then I'm going to go ahead and tie a knot. You can put the two pieces together and tie a knot, or I'm just going to, there we go, tie like that, and trim the ends so they're kind of pretty. And then this is the outside of our card box. So really cute. It fits probably 2. You could probably squish 4 note cards in there if you really wanted to. But let me show you some ideas for the cards. And of course you'd want to stamp your envelope. So here's one. This is really simple. Your cards and envelopes include actually a layer, so you're not stamping directly on the card. You're stamping on the card layer and then attaching that to your card. So this one stamped a flower, add the washi tape. Check out this little design detail. For the strip, you're going to put some washi tape on the bottom of the banner and then just fold it underneath so that you have that cute little accent. So there's one. And then here is another card that I am super fond of. This one uses the floral stamp to do a background. So basically I started and stamped this flower and this flower, and then just went back and re-inked and added more flowers as I went, so that you're kind of building the pattern. And then right in the center of that, you're going to use the designer series paper strip that came with your card, and I used that same trick with the washi tape underneath, and then used this floral, or this piece of thread, and yours is going to be gold thread to match everything else. So there is another finished box idea, just a different sheet of designer series paper. So all the supplies to make this project are included in your Stamps and Mail Club kit, along with 3 more cards that you can make. Those are 1, 2, and 3. And all the pieces are die cut for you and ready to stamp with cute little packaging. So if you're interested in requesting your kit for July Stamps the Mail, make sure you do so soon. These are going really fast. So thank you for stamping through my mail, and I look forward to sharing another project with you soon. Happy stamping!